drive without it, you just get better gas mileage. why we do this shit. Martial art that benefits me. your gas mileage. Bubble tires. I can feel the car is lighter. It's whippier. Brakes easier. Accelerates faster. It's whippier. Steering's lighter. All the above. trying my best to figure out how to tolerate you. Well, decibels over 100, you don't like that. But you like to get in my face and taunt me and harass me. And then when I confront you about the laws, even though I've got over 200 academic credits and average above average and mastery level on all of them, somehow when I say there's a law being broke, you want to hide. Yeah, you want to go and hide. Why is that? I don't know. $7:35. You're helpless. Yeah, you're helpless. These people are helpless, man. That's the problem, is they're fucking helpless. So you see, every time these fucking white SUVs show up, there's a sheriff there at the same time, man. These people are fucking helpless. These people are powerless and they're fucking helpless. And this is what they have to do in order to, I guess, feel powerful and beat you down for some odd reason. I have no clue. I just walked out of the Planet Fitness and in the parking lot, and this lady runs into me with her car, knowing that I'm walking, and she just starts backing up, and it's always the same distance. They do it at the same distance every time. It's pretty wild. And you notice when that white SUV came through, you've got these police will sit here and linger around. Every time they do this, they try to get you riled up. They get you riled up so that you're not clocking in. So every time this happens, they do this right before you have to perform. So before you perform, this is when they're abusing you. Just like when they're following me all the way to school whenever I have exams, or they'll follow me behind me all the way to school whenever I have quizzes. And then in this case, what they're doing is they're abusing me so that I'm all flustered when I arrive. I forget to clock in, right? I forget to... Like yesterday, I left my jacket because I was thinking about this hazing that the police are doing, and then I have these people who continue to do it every single time. So I just left and got a workout in, and then I was ran into by this white car in the parking lot. She's backing up and she sees me. She knows I'm here, just like thousands of people know where I drive, and so she decides she's going to keep gassing it so that the car will run into me. And then what she says is she pulls up to me and she goes, "Oh, I didn't see you. Oh, I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know you were there." So she talks to you like this while she drives off. And when she drives off, she goes, "Huh." She goes, "Wow." And to instigate you even further. And so now you have these white SUVs that just try to gang up on you, and then they have a sheriff parked there at the same time. So they have a sheriff driving with the white SUVs. I can't make this shit up. And that's what you just seen at that intersection. And when I get here to my job, these people at my job are going to abuse me by wearing the colors red, white, and blue. And this is to disarm you. It's to aggravate you, to get you to blow up, and then it's to disarm you at the same time. So they're abusing you and stalking you, and then they're going to have the police say that it's not real, and then abuse you while you fucking do it and go through it. the other thing too is, I decided to go to the gym, and they're using trash. They'll start putting trash every time I work on myself, and every time I work on my health. What they'll do is they'll start putting trash down on the ground. And then what they'll do is they'll have a bunch of guys follow you around. A bunch of big dudes. They'll have a bunch of guys like over 6 foot tall, but literally walk around you everywhere you go, in every public setting. There's some dude that's like 6'2" or bigger, and they'll just inundate you with this persistent atmosphere of the same fucking body habitus everywhere you go. And then they have these white trucks. The other thing about the gym experience is, when you get into the gym, what they'll do is they have your mentality basically dialed into the atmosphere. So if you're naturally an alpha, what they do is, in order to tax your mind, they'll go in and they'll bring people that look either beta or older people, for example, and they'll just have them lingering around. And what happens is, because you're a specific personality type, they work on that. And they know that you're going to sit there in the gym and you're going to, get motivated, basically. And they're working on your intellect, and they're working directly on who you are. And so what they'll do is, if they want to aggravate you or get you amped up, they'll bring these type of people around. Okay? And that's what they'll do. They'll bring these type of people around, and they'll bring these type of stimuli around in order to amp you up. And it's all candid camera. In real time, it's a populace of people using candid camera, and then the justice system not doing a fucking thing about it, knowing that it's fucking going on. And it's coercive control. And they got hundreds of thousands of people involved. And these people will sit there and they'll beat you down by stalking you. And then they'll have the rest of the populace driving around with a big smirk on their face, laughing, and then they'll all put sunglasses on and then stare at you everywhere you go. They'll all put sunglasses on. This is what happened in 2015 and 2016 and 15 for like 3 years. They all put sunglasses on and then fucking walked around everywhere you went and fucking followed you wearing sunglasses. They just stare at you. And they just fucking stare at you. Right? And in this case, what they're using is these fucking white SUVs. and then they're running into you with their fucking cars. And then what happens is it puts you in this stance of cognitive dissonance, right? So now you're in cognitive dissonance. Every time you go to work for somebody, they're abusing you at their household. Every time you go to work in the ambulance, they're abusing your phone. And today when I woke up, they start abusing my Spotify. So I'm trying to listen to music, and I can't fucking listen to music because they're fucking turning the Spotify off, right? So they're turning my fucking Spotify off when I'm trying to listen to fucking music. And it's the same thing. You go to try to call somebody, and they already know your number. It doesn't matter if you switch numbers up. They already know. So you go to call somebody, and they know it's you, and they'll just hang up on you every time you try to make a phone call. So the other thing about it is, just like this job right here, my coordinator wants me to send her confirmation that I have signed up on a schedule. I did it, and I did it like 5 to 10 minutes ago when she asked me to. Like, I did it within 10 minutes. And I did it, completed it, and then I get like 5 minutes later a text that saying she's waiting on me to grab the schedule shift. I said I already did it like 5 minutes ago. And this is the problem, is like every time you communicate, they're always trying to amp you up. They're telling you that you're doing stuff that you're not. And it's nonstop. And at the same time, you go to these jobs and they have hundreds of thousands of people following you around just like this. And then when you walk out, people are making contact with you, running into you with their fucking vehicles, okay, touching you, running into you with their fucking carts. And then the police will sit there, as you see, around the fucking abuse and just sit there like it's fucking okay. Like it's okay to fucking do that. You report it to them and they don't do shit. They don't do anything. And then they wonder why there's issues. You wonder why there's problems. Should be 91, 95, I believe. Yeah. Home health isn't really home health, man. Yeah. It's caregiving. It's not. You need to switch to home health, man. Check the tire pressure. So I'm leaving, and I wanted to sweep something up. So when I go to sweep something up, it's always about using the equipment and using the connections to abuse you. So they had like an orange sweeper and an orange broom. And then the guy wanted to go, and of course we're in close proximity, like a few feet from me, and grab the red broom. So you're looking at an orange and red broom, and this is how this abuse works, is they're inundating you with all of these colors, all colors that are referencing the fact that I got arrested. And then when you go and you listen to them talk, it's always something that's referencing what's happening to you, or something like talking about shaving, anything that they can think of that you're doing in your private quarters, they're going to have a conversation about. So anything that you're doing in your personal life or have plans to do, they're going to make sure that they fearmonger you. They're going to make sure that they talk about it, but they're just talking about it indirectly. And it's just nonstop. I'm trying to get a completion down on all of my tasks on the app. In the app, it used to save. The app used to save what my tasks that I've completed whenever you hit save and back out. Over the past 48 hours working there on shift, they make sure that when you hit save, it doesn't save it. So your information isn't being saved. You're in there punching in tasks, putting in details, and then it's not even saving. So, like, I just turned out, and these guys want to follow you the second you get out. So, this white truck that just passed, little Toyota Tacoma, made sure to come out and follow me, and then have all the white vehicles pull up in front of you. And they put trash like this on the fucking ground. And then have them fucking follow you. So they could just fucking haze you while you fucking drive. So I turned out of the fucking neighborhood, and then they make sure to have a white vehicle following you, and then have all these white vehicles fucking around. It doesn't matter if it's the most commonest color. It's the simple fact that they're fucking using frequency to fucking accomplish it. And they're timing that shit. It's statistically improbable. That's the problem. And they just want to, and so what they do now is they just want to sit in your fucking side view mirror and fucking pester you. So what these vehicles will do, they'll just sit there and drive in your fucking side mirror, these white SUVs, and they'll just sit there and linger there. They just sit there and fucking linger in your side view mirror. And they just sit there and fucking drive. And had I just left without fucking stopping and getting pulled over, right? Without pulling myself over, I should say. Then what they'll do is they'll just have the fucking white vehicle follow behind you, and then have all these fucking vehicles follow you everywhere you fucking go, non-fucking stop, and then say it's not fucking real. Again, where is the footage? Show me footage where other people are going through this. You'll also notice that on this transit specifically, the red vehicles aren't around. Yesterday, the red vehicles were behind me and to the sides, most of them. They were driving to the left right here on the sides when I was talking. But the vast majority of the transit, you'll notice that it's all white SUVs, all in front of you, all to your left, all to your right. And then they'll trickle in red vehicles as you're talking. But that's just how they're just annoying you. And you're being annoyed and hazed everywhere you go. Annoyed and hazed every single place you go. You can't just fucking drive without having a fucking issue with fucking vehicles hazing you everywhere you go. Again, it's about the frequency. I don't give a shit that they're physically there. It's the fact that it's timing and accuracy, right? It's the accuracy and the precision and the nature of the driving. That's the problem. Then you're hazed by your work, by people you go and work with. And they all do the opposite. They act unprofessional, they gossip, and then they lie about how to do certain procedures or administrative skills. And then all of a sudden, you're just called for no reason to go talk to HR. And then they slander you and smear you. And then when you go to talk to an attorney, nobody will allow you to retain them. So you go to get an attorney, and this just keeps going on and on and on. Every city you go to, every job you go to, you can't get an attorney. And then what happens is they keep you so financially destitute, right? So financially destitute that when you get the attorney, you're paying this attorney all this money, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 plus dollars, and that's how much money you have. And pretty soon you're going to start selling your stuff. You're going to start selling your assets just to have an attorney and go through court. That's how the program works. For the past 3 years, they've made sure to keep my bank account at the same fucking number. At the same fucking number, they make sure to keep my bank account at a specific fucking number. So that if I have to navigate a fucking lawsuit, all the money goes to a fucking lawyer. And then pretty soon you're selling your fucking assets. And then you go to work, and then you're fucking abused and harassed and smeared out of fucking work. At the same time, these motherfuckers are following you everywhere you go. And it's the second I purchased that fucking house. It's just enough money to get a tendon repair. It's just enough money to start a lawsuit. But you never know how long the lawsuit's gonna go or what you're gonna, how much they're gonna offer. Even if they gave you and afforded you the opportunity to retain a lawyer. I've asked these judges that I've asked them for a lawyer. They don't want to give me one. They want me to go through this hardship of being financially destitute and sucking all this money out of my savings account. And they're just sitting there using coercive control. They're using coercive control to maintain everything that you own and all the assets that you own. So if I have one lawsuit, 2 lawsuits, 3 lawsuits, imagine what the attorney's how much money I have to pay an attorney. At the same time, they're gonna make sure that I have to use a tenant or I have to use a roommate that's gonna pay me money monthly, and that money is just gonna go straight to the lawsuit. And you're never moving forward with your money. You're never fucking moving forward because these assholes want to sit here and abuse you and then make you fucking a lawsuit. They want to make you start a lawsuit and fight this instead of the law just ceasing it to begin with. And if you have multiple people involved, multiple lawsuits, it's twice the amount. An average lawsuit's going to be easy, 8 to 10 or more. And every single time it's about defamation or slander. And every single time I go chase that down, these lawyers, they don't want to give you their services. I've called the bar associations, and these bar associations are harassing me and abusing me and taking money from me, saying that in order for me to get to the right attorney or referred, I have to pay a certain amount of money, whether that be $20 or $30 or whatever. They're getting me to give them money, and then what happens is they're transferring me to an attorney I didn't even ask for. They're having me transfer to these attorneys that don't even help me or not even associated with my lawsuit or my concern. Not even associated with it. So when these people like these judges and magistrates tell you that you should go and talk to a bar association, it's just like the bar associations are part of it. The bar associations are part of it. There is no free legal services. They want you to fucking burn up your fucking money, and they want you to have these tenants in your house tearing shit up and fucking stalking you and doing all of this semantic bullshit with trash. As these people are taking pieces of trash and they'll lay them around the house. They'll take pieces of trash and lay them in front of the house on the sidewalk or around your vehicle, or they'll take the trash and lay them around the sink, or they'll take the trash and lay it around anywhere you frequent. That's how this works. It's about saturating the area that you live in, okay? So the footpath that you take in the house is saturated with abuse. They might fuck up the floor in the area that you walk through in the hallway, which that's been done. They'll fuck up your hygiene basket, that's been done. And they'll just find out every place you walk and every place that you stand or spend a significant amount of time in, they'll go through and fuck that area up. And then it's called saturation, is what I call it. And they'll saturate the areas that you inhabit, that you frequent. And it's the same thing. I drive to these Walmarts, or I drive to the gym, and I have a habit of doing something. So what they'll do is they'll track the habit, and then they'll saturate the area that you inhabit with abuse. They know I stand at the kitchen. They know that I do dishes. They know that I'm in that area cooking. For example, Carlos wants to go in there and break the corner right side window. The right side window of the kitchen also is like my right leg, right? I tore my Achilles because of the stress, right? I tore my Achilles. And then I'm up there in Virginia, and they're reanimating my grandparents by sending me an affordable room under this guy named Cody, who looks almost like my granddad, almost, smokes, same height, and then he ends up marrying a female that's like, Filipino or at least Asian. And it's like they're reanimating your fucking childhood and shit. And then that's when I fuck up my Achilles, and I try to go down the stairs on the way back from the operation, trying to recover. On the backside of this operation, I slip a little bit and I dorsiflex my fucking heel, and I hear a pop. So the sutures didn't hold. So now I have, 15% basically reduction in the strength of my Achilles. And what they're doing is they're keeping just enough money for me to go right back into surgery. Just enough money. They're keeping just enough money for me to go and get a lawyer and get that taken care of. And it's just non-stop. Just enough. Just enough. I go to these ambulance services, and it's nothing but subversion and disarming me. and talking to me and acting like I have no intelligence whatsoever. Putting me in situations where I've got to always tell them to buckle up the patient, putting me in situations from the patients themselves are abusing you, always trying to instigate and cause problems politically every interaction you go to. And if that doesn't work, then you have a third party who is overlooking my tough book, overlooking my electronic tough book and my laptop, just like they're overlooking the apps in the job I just came from, and they're erasing information. I'll put in the work, typing or whatever, and then they go and remotely remove, whether it be my S-bar, whether it be my DeChar or my SOAP note, and they'll go through and move that shit. They'll literally go through and erase it. Erase it. Fucking erase it. I'll spend fucking 20 minutes writing a whole fucking narrative, and these assholes, these third-party assholes, right? We talked about this. Anything with a fucking GPS, anything with a Wi-Fi is what I should say. Anything with a Wi-Fi, anything device that is capable of Wi-Fi, I've had these fuckers inside removing it, removing my fucking information. And I know for a fact that they're altering vital signs. I know for a fact that they have toggled vital signs. I know it for a fact. And those monitors have Wi-Fi capabilities, the life packs, the zones, the same shit. And if that doesn't work, listen to me. If that doesn't work, okay, if fucking up your tough book doesn't work, okay, if giving you wrong information about templates, which I came straight out of Richmond ambulance, and these guys, including the supervisors and the captain, all use templates, and they're telling me not to use one, but all of them do. All of them are getting their shit done fast, and I'm always sitting there beating away and typing, always. You know why? Because everybody was lying to me, and they were using templates. So you're lied to everywhere you go. They make sure to put all the items that you need in your equipment, all of those things are put at the very edge of the cabinet. So when you open the cabinet up, shit's falling out. So the vehicle service technicians are in there fucking around with the ambulance that they know you're gonna get. And they deliberately put shit at the very edge. So when you open the door, shit falls out. And this isn't just mishaps, like little mishap here, little mishap there. This shit's like an everyday thing, right? Or they'll take out equipment and not tell you about it. And pretty soon they're making you do checkoffs everywhere you go. All of these checkoffs. Do another checkoff, do another checkoff, do another checkoff. And it's nonstop. I don't mind doing it. But what happens is they force you to do it in the middle of the day, and they know they fucking deprived you of a piece of equipment, and they'll try to trick you over that shit. You're already running, on average, 102 calls a month, and you're averaging 72 transports a month. You and an EMT basic who is always trying to act like he doesn't know what he's doing, always parking somewhere or doing something to undermine your train of thought at all times. 72 transports a month, 102 responses a month, okay? This is a city with over 1 million people. And what they're doing is all of this shit on top of that. Listen, it's not even, that doesn't fucking work. These assholes are waiting for you to call a hospital. They're waiting for you to call the fucking hospital. When you call the hospital, they will turn the phone off while you're talking to the hospital. if you try to call again, guess what? They will keep it so that you can't talk to the hospital. So when you get to the hospital, these fucking people who are taking the communication from you, they will be like, how come you didn't call? And the whole fucking time, these assholes are turning the data off on your cell phone. They are turning the data off on your cell phone in mid-sentence, so you can't call the hospital. And then the hospital tries to punk you. And they know they're a level 1, so they try to use their prowess, their academic and research prowess, and their reputation to beat you down. They're trying to beat you down. On top of that, you've got these people abusing you over procedures, and I've got FTOs. Even when I started my clinicals as a medic, I had FTOs from my local hometown, one of the services there. When I would complete something or I did something of accomplishment, like I completed an IV, this fucking FTO would take the trash from all the IV stuff and just throw it over top of the equipment right in front of me after I would get it. Right? After I get the IV, after I accomplish what I need to accomplish, instead of throwing it in the trash, she'll grab it and just throw it on the bench. Right there in front of you. Making me write apology letters for no reason, and then using coercive control to tell me that if I don't do something, then I've got to go or I'm getting fired. Tell me if I don't do something that I didn't already fucking do, then I'm going to get fired. Then when you come to another state, these guys want to sit here and use firefighters. They want to use firefighters to abuse you. Last I checked, the Star of Life, the 6 principles of the Star of Life needs to be rechecked. Because I'm supposed to get on scene. And I'm supposed to be activated. I'm supposed to triage and get the person there. Every time we're talking firefighters in a big city and anywhere else in the United States, those firefighters know that if that patient is to be transported, that means that they're going to help facilitate transport. Period. There's no scene delay. If you know that. Well, tell me why I moved here to Alabama and I got firefighters wanting to delay my scene. It's a firefighter's world when we're talking MCIs. I get it. It's a battalion chief thing. But when we have patients, tell me why I have to sit there and wait for a firefighter to conduct an interview knowing that they're going to the hospital. Both of us know. If I ask the patient and they say they're going and they want to, why would a firefighter continue to interview the patient knowing, both of us, that the patient's got to go to the hospital? Why would you delay my scene now? That means transfer of care is on my behalf. Period. Period. It's called the Star of Life. It's the 6 principles. Period. End of discussion. End of discussion. You get one of your boys or gals to hop in the ambulance in the back if they need help. In the back. And we keep it moving. We're not going to sit there and wait for you to conduct a whole interview. A whole patient interview. That's not the Star of Life. And then when I confront somebody about it, and I want to be direct and transparent about it, they want to say that I'm unprofessional. When everywhere else in the United States, I have never seen fire, unless fire is designated transport for an MCI,
or taking command, tell me where fire is going to delay the scene, and then you have to go and get the patient after fire has conducted an interview. Fire is there in any other metropolitan region, big city of 1 million plus, everywhere I've worked, 250,000 to 500,000 plus. These firefighters are there to facilitate transport. If they started treatment, they started treatment. That's fine. That's fine. But I'm not going to sit here and be belittled and wait and twiddle my thumbs for firefighters on scene to conduct an interview. That's not the principle of the Star of Life. So everywhere I go, it's an issue. These are the problems that I'm running into. And then they want to say that I'm a certain person. When I'm always direct and transparent, I don't raise my voice, I don't curse, I got my professional hat on, right? I'm proactive. And it comes to a point where you know these people are just undermining everything you do. They're just going to undermine everything that you do. So when you come to lead a team, it's not about leading the team. It's about doing the right thing. This isn't a traditional leadership role anymore. Under this program of subversion, it's not a traditional leadership thing where you sit back and you say what's going to happen or what the next step is. Because they're going to do it wrong. So you might as well do it for yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to get bogged down. Everywhere you go, you get bogged down. Why should I have to tell a medic of 30 years that all 3 straps on a patient are not on? Why would I have to listen to a medic of 30 years trying to supervise me or train me and get me to actually believe that I don't know that he or she, as a medic or an EMT, may have to come off the bench seat as a provider unbuckled? Well, duh. Me plus you is 45 years of experience. Duh, I know that you gotta get off the bench seat to do your assessments. Duh. So why would you use an excuse like that to say that I have to get off the bench seat to check the patient? When I'm talking about the patient being restrained, the most simplistic, most rudimentary thing. And then every time you're riding with these people, everything is a problem. You've got the stretcher coming undone because the EMT didn't secure it. And this is why you can't do jobs with other people. You just can't. It's always a problem. At the same time, they've got these red convoys driving around you. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. They've got these red convoys driving around. You can't just live life without there being problems. Everywhere. Everywhere. It's an inundation of problems. And the judge never wants to give you a lawyer. If I have 13 pages of concerns, why would you not? And if I had a magistrate below you say that this is complex and this is lengthy, well, tell me why you wouldn't give me a lawyer. If it's lengthy and complex, tell me why you wouldn't give me one. If I tell you it's a conspiracy to oppress me financially, then tell me why. Why would I not get a lawyer?